Gentlemen, let's address a question that causes more confusion than it should. To tuck or not to tuck? For most men over 50, the instinct is to leave the shirt out. We tell ourselves it hides the belly. We think it looks relaxed. But from a visual engineering perspective, an untucked shirt is often your worst enemy. It creates what I call visual drag. By artificially lowering the line where your torso ends, you are essentially cutting your legs in half. This makes you look shorter, heavier, and let's be honest, a bit sloppy. Today, I'm going to show you how to master the golden ratio. I will show you exactly how to calibrate your shirt length to reclaim your height and clean up your silhouette. Stop hiding behind excess fabric and start using geometry to your advantage. It's time to fix your proportions. Welcome to the Tuck Protocol. Principle 1. The golden ratio and visual drag. In the world of architecture and classical art, there is a fundamental law of nature known as the golden ratio. It's a mathematical proportion that our brains perceive as inherently beautiful, balanced, and strong. When we apply visual engineering to your wardrobe, we translate this into what I call the rule of thirds. The biggest mistake men over 50 make is what I call the 50-50 trap. Because many of us are trying to camouflage a bit of a midsection, we leave our shirts untucked, letting the hem fall low, often past the hips. By doing this, you are effectively drawing a horizontal line right across the middle of your body. You have divided yourself into two equal halves, 50% torso and 50% legs. In terms of geometry, this creates massive visual drag. When the eye looks at you, it follows the line of your shirt down to its lowest point. By artificially lowering the point where your legs begin, you make your legs appear shorter and your torso appear longer and heavier. It creates a boxy, rectangular silhouette that lacks any sense of athleticism. To the human eye, short legs are a signal of a sedentary lifestyle, while longer legs signal energy, movement, and authority. By tucking in your shirt, you instantly recalibrate your proportions to the rule of thirds. You want the top third of your silhouette to be your torso, and the bottom 2/3 to be your legs. This is the $1 to $2 ratio. When you tuck your shirt, you are essentially moving your waistline higher. This creates an optical illusion that makes your legs look significantly longer than they actually are. Even if you have a belly, a tucked-in shirt provides a clear vertical column for the legs, which stretches your frame vertically. Think of it as a structural upgrade. When you restore that $13 to $23 balance, you aren't just getting dressed. You are reclaiming the height that gravity and aging have tried to take from you. You look leaner, you look taller, and most importantly, you look like a man who is in control of his own geometry. Stop cutting yourself in half with an untucked shirt, and start using the science of proportions to command the room. Principle 2. The tail rule. Now that you understand the physics of the golden ratio, we need to talk about the hardware. Many men over 50 struggle with the tucking dilemma simply because they are trying to force a shirt to do something it wasn't engineered to do. To master the tuck protocol, you must learn to read the architecture of your clothing. Specifically, you must look at the hem. In visual engineering, every line on your body has a purpose. The bottom edge of your shirt tells the world exactly how it was designed to be worn. There are two primary categories you need to know: the flat hem and the tail hem. Let's start with the flat hem. If you lay your shirt on a table and the bottom edge is a straight horizontal line all the way around, That shirt was engineered to be worn untucked. You see this on polos, rugged work shirts, and summer camp collar shirts. The flat line is designed to create a clean base for your torso. Because it has no excess fabric at the sides, it sits flush against your hips. It's casual, it's intentional, and it respects your proportions as long as the length is correct. However, the catastrophic error occurs with the tail hem. You know these shirts. They are longer in the front and back, forming a U shape, and they curve upward significantly at the sides where the side seams meet. Historically, these tails were designed as a form of anchor. They are extra fabric meant to be tucked deep into your trousers so that when you move, reach, or sit, the shirt stays firmly in place. If you leave a shirt with tails untucked, you are committing a major architectural sin. Because of that upward curve at the sides, the shirt creates what I call the wings. The fabric flares out at your widest point, your hips, adding unnecessary visual volume exactly where you don't want it. It makes your midsection look wider and your overall appearance sloppy. From a professional standpoint, an untucked dress shirt with tails doesn't look relaxed, it looks incomplete. It tells the observer that you either don't know how clothes work or you simply stopped caring halfway through getting dressed. The rule is simple. If it has tails, it must be tucked. No exceptions. By tucking those tails, you remove the wings. You clean up the silhouette of your hips, and you allow the trousers to take over the job of defining your lower body. Before you leave the house, do a hem check. If you see a curve rising toward your belt line, tuck it in. Respect the engineering of the garment, and it will respect your physique. Principle 3. The Mid-Zipper Calibration. Now, I understand that there are days when you simply don't want to tuck. Maybe it's a casual weekend, or you're wearing a relaxed linen shirt at a summer gathering. That is perfectly fine, but only if you master the calibration. The most frequent architectural failure I see in men's style over 50 is the night dress effect. This happens when a man wears an untucked shirt that is significantly too long, thinking the extra fabric is camouflaging his midsection. In reality, the opposite is true. When a shirt is too long, it adds massive visual weight to your lower torso, and, more importantly, it effectively deletes the top 5 or 6 inches of your legs. This creates a bottom-heavy silhouette that makes you look shorter and less energetic. To avoid this, you must apply the mid-zipper rule. The golden sweet spot. When your shirt is untucked, the hem should end exactly at the midpoint of your trouser fly, the zipper. Why is this the magic number? From a visual engineering perspective, this point is the perfect compromise. It is long enough to fully cover your belt and the waistband of your trousers, keeping your midsection secure, but it is short enough to leave the majority of your leg line visible. By exposing those extra inches of your thighs, you maintain the rule of thirds we discussed earlier, even without a formal tuck. There is also a second check you must perform, the seat rule. Turn around and look in the mirror. An untucked shirt should cover about half of your backside, your seat. If the shirt completely covers your entire rear end, it is no longer a shirt, it's a tunic. It creates a solid block of fabric that makes your lower body look like one undifferentiated mass. If you find a shirt you love, but it's too long, do not just accept it. This is where you move from being a consumer to being an engineer. Take it to a local tailor. For about $15, they can shorten the hem to your precise mid-zipper point. Remember, an untucked shirt should look like a deliberate choice, not an accident. When the length is calibrated correctly, you look relaxed yet sharp. You look like a man who understands his own proportions and refuses to let his clothing dictate his height. Get the length right, and you'll find that you can look just as tall and structured untucked as you do when you're fully suited up. Principle 4. The military tuck. I know exactly what is going through your mind right now. If I tuck my shirt in, my belly is going to be on full display. This is the single biggest reason men over 50 avoid the tuck. We feel exposed. We feel like we're highlighting the very thing we're trying to hide. But here is the professional secret. The problem isn't the tuck itself, it's the method. When most men tuck their shirts, they simply stuff the excess fabric straight down into their waistband. This creates bunching in the front and sides, leading to what we call the muffin top effect. It adds unnecessary inches to your waistline and makes your midsection look disorganized. To fix this, we use a technique borrowed from high-level uniform standards: the military tuck. The technique. Instead of stuffing the shirt in, you start by pulling the side seams of your shirt out toward your hips. Take that excess fabric at the sides, fold it backward toward your rear, and then tuck it in tightly against your skin or undershirt. By pinning that extra fabric behind you, you create a clean, flat, and tensioned surface across your stomach. This instantly removes the bloating caused by loose fabric and anchors the shirt to your frame. But we don't stop there. In visual engineering, we use the frame strategy to perfect the look. Once you have executed a clean military tuck, you add a structured outer layer, like a navy blazer, a casual sports coat, or a high-quality Harrington jacket. Here is the magic. When you wear an open jacket over a tucked-in shirt, you create two strong vertical lines that run down the center of your body. These lines frame your torso, effectively cutting off the visual width of your waist and drawing the eye to the slim center column. Meanwhile, because the shirt is tucked, your waistline is elevated, and your legs look long and powerful. You are no longer hiding your body. You are restructuring it. You are using the shirt to establish the length of your legs and the jacket to establish the width of your shoulders. This combination is the ultimate cheat code for the mature physique. It proves that you don't need a flat stomach to look sharp. You just need better geometry. Stop letting a little extra weight dictate your style. Master the military tuck, frame it with a jacket, and stand tall with the confidence of a man who knows exactly how he is perceived. Gentlemen, at the end of the day, the difference between looking like an old man and looking like a distinguished man comes down to one word: intentionality. When you leave your shirt untucked simply because it's easier or because you're trying to hide, it shows. It creates a silhouette of retreat. But when you apply the tuck protocol, you are making a strategic decision. You are telling the world that you understand your own geometry, You respect your proportions, and you are still very much in the game. Go to your mirror right now. Conduct a hem audit. Look at your favorite shirts. Are you cutting your legs in half with a 50-50 split? Are you wearing wings because of an unanchored tail hem? If so, fix it. Try the military tuck. Calibrate your length to the mid-zipper. You don't need to lose 20 pounds or buy a completely new wardrobe to look 10 years younger and twice as powerful. You just need to master the architecture of what you already own. Style over 50 isn't about chasing trends. It's about mastering the golden ratio. It's about standing tall, reclaiming your height, and moving through the world with a sense of purpose. Stop dressing by accident. Start dressing by design. Upgrade your tuck. Upgrade your life.